Hello and welcome to the Aligned Pricing Tool. I am Julie Campbell, if you don't know me, and I create software that helps wellness practitioners run their businesses with ease. It's actually a new realm for me. It's apps that have been living in my head forever, and I finally feel confident in creating them myself. So I'm really excited to bring this tool to you. It's based on the Massage Profit Calculator, which I've been using with coaching clients for many, many years, and that a lot of people also have used, bought from my store or part of my programs, things like that. This should be much easier for you to use, and the goal is that it will not only help you find the best way to price your services to support your ideal lifestyle and make your business super sustainable. It also has other tools like the budget tracker, finding out your client analytics, using forecasting to forecast into the future, and then comparing your numbers to the industry benchmarks. So right now, these are national benchmarks. They won't be calculated based on your area, but that is coming in a later update later this year. Okay, so let's dive into it. I won't go through every single calculation, but I wanted to give you a little tour so that you have an idea of how the tool works, and hopefully you'll take advantage of the founder offer, which is running through July 1st, where you can get this entire tool at a lifetime pricing of $3.99 a month or $36 for the year. All right. So when you come into the Aligned Pricing Tool, you will choose the type of practitioner that you are. We'll just stick with massage therapy, and you can see the industry rate range, again, based on national averages. And then you'll move on to service structure. And then you'll put in the number of days you work per month. And we'll say we want to work 20 days per month. And then you put in your services. And we'll just do some general, we'll say 1 hour, 30 minutes. And we do, let's say 60 sessions per month at $100 per session. So you can see we're getting a little notification there that is too low because we are doing a 90-minute. Well, let's maybe try to increase it a little bit. 150. Okay, it likes that. And then you'll get a little breakdown of your overview for your rates and so on and so forth. And you can check all that out when you're inside the tool. You'll put in your business expenses. I already have some in there, so I'm not going to mess around with that too much. And then don't forget there's variable business expenses here as well. And you can always add additional expense types if you would like to. So we have our total monthly business expenses around $2,550. Then we're going to put in our personal income goals. I have $5,000. We'll leave it there. And if you want to add any additional, you can add that also. Okay, and we're moving on to taxes. So you'll put your tax rate in, any savings goals that you have, and then this you'll get a little breakdown of your calculations for that. Any team members, if you want to add team members, it's kind of cool. You can add how many sessions they would do. This is great. Even if you just want to see what it would be like to have a team member, you could play around with this, and it actually calculates payroll, what your teams would cost, and how much revenue they would bring in. Okay, and then you get your results. So if you're under what you need to be to pay all of your bills, it's going to let you know here. It's also going to let you know what your required rate per sessions should be. We get a blended rate here based on what we're charging across the board, so teams or whatever the case may be. And then it lets you know how much of a required increase you need to have. You can also break this down. Usually if it's a higher number, I don't think it'll do it for a low number like this because, that's reasonable to jump up at one time. But if it was a really large number, like $100, you could break that down and it'll show you how to do that in the best way. And you have some fun charts, some play around with what if scenarios, so on and so forth. But that's the calculator tool. And then really quickly, I'll just show you what the budget tracker looks like because I don't want to make this video really long. This is where you can track your budget. You can do expenses, income, and then you'll have an overview. So that's something that you can use on a regular to track your budget. And then we have the client analytics. So this is going to be not connected to your scheduling system. It's just something that you can add in clients. I recommend just adding their first name in here. This is not a HIPAA compliant tool. So just do their first name, and I'll try to change that placeholder text there. But then I'll show you what it looks like with sample data so you can kind of take a look. So it's calculating your active clients, how much revenue you get, average client value, client retention rate, and just a bunch of cool things here that help you kind of identify what is going on with your client retention, and you could even track it over time. Okay. Growth insights, so on and so forth. All right. And then we have the forecasting tool. So this is where you can play around with what would future numbers look like. We have scenarios. So you could play around with having different rates per session, how many sessions per month, what if you raised your prices in October, if you added a team member, what if you added a membership. So it gives you lots of options to play around with that and play around with savings numbers and just giving you some general insights there. Finally, benchmarking. So you can check out your industry benchmarks. We'll try it with sample data. So you can see in the basics, you can actually change these numbers. What's your client retention rate, your average revenue per client, your average session price. It's going to pull this in from the calculator, how much it costs for you to get each client, your profit margin, and then it shows you your results. So just some cool numbers to have there that we don't always have in our practice. And that is it for the most part. There will be improvements, and I would love to hear your feedback. There's also a little assistant here, so wellness business helper, that can help you understand how to use the tool. You can also report bugs here. You can always click this to report a bug, or you can ask it questions about how to run your business appropriately, what your prices should be, things like that. So don't forget that exists here as well. That's the pricing tool. I really hope that helps you. I would love for you to try it and give me feedback, because this is going to be a work in progress, as in I want to make it more and more valuable for you no matter what. So your feedback is super important, and it will really help make this tool something that is very valuable to our community. Feel free to reach out with questions, and thanks for watching.